Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in today. You are watching the Skill Building Sunday Drawing Group here on Sunday, July 3rd at 1 p.m. If this is working for you, please let us know in the comments and in the chat areas. And welcome to Guy Aitchison's Reinventing the Tattoo community, where tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and the curious are encouraged to join in these live streams, real-world events, to share and inspire and ultimately create better art and tattoos together. We beam out nearly every day, and with your help have evolved into a quality network of amazing live and on-demand tattoo and art shows that have all been receiving rave reviews. You can find us at both the app stores, the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. You can even find us on Roku by going to reinventingthetattoo.com/Roku, as well as all of the standard places for your podcasts, such as Apple and Spotify. We even have a YouTube and a Facebook channel. So please, by all means, feel free to check us out on each one of those. But you can always get the latest event schedule, the most up-to-date notifications, and you can watch all of your favorite shows all through the official Reinventing the Tattoo website, www.reinventingthetattoo.com. which actually links out to every single one of those places I previously mentioned. Once again, if this is working, please let me know in the comments and tag a friend who loves tattoos. We're always trying to get new people in on this to, get some different perspectives, get some different ideas and opinions, and have some more discussion. So please let them know. We have a number of weekly staple shows we always encourage people to tune into here at Reinventing the Tattoo, starting on Sundays with the Skill Building Sunday Drawing Group at 1 p.m. with me, Jason Leeser. That's followed on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. with Drawing for Tattooers, hosted by James Wisdom, where we go through and we discuss some basic drawing techniques and strategies. Then following that, on Monday at 11 a.m., we have the Tattoo Weekly, hosted by Lauren Gregory, Gabe Ripley, and Jake Meeks of the Fireside Tattoo Network. That's followed on Mondays at 9 p.m. with a subscriber exclusive drawing group with Guy Aitchison himself. And by all means, if you are already a subscriber, if you are already taking the Next Evolution course, or you have a yearly subscription to the Canon, that is included in the price. So you might as well take advantage of it. Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m., we have a live drawing group with a very good friend of mine, extremely talented artist, one hell of a tattooer as well, Ricardo Sertivant, who may be joining us today. I'm not quite sure yet. But he's, once again, Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Wednesdays at noon, we have the Tattoo Now show with Gabe Ripley, where we go through and discuss some more of the business aspects behind tattooing. Thursdays at 6 p.m., we have the Tattoo Collecting Podcast with Fawn Baker and Jordan Ruckus. If all goes well and my schedule allows, I'll be jumping on that this Thursday. We have a number of special upcoming live events that we always encourage people to attend if you feel comfortable, attending live events. Some of the upcoming real-world events, Reinventing the Tattoo, will have a presence at. Looks like starting at the end of July, we have the Rubber City Tattoo Invitational in Akron, Ohio with Tony Urbanek. Rumor has it there will be the first ever Tattoo Machine Olympics at the Rubber City Tattoo Invitational. So feel free to check that out. At the end of August, August 26th through 28th, Reinventing the Tattoo will be live from Hell City in Phoenix, Arizona. I myself will be at the Resurrection Island Convention, October 14th through 16th. And October 21st through 23rd, we have the Richmond Tattoo Arts and Music Festival in Richmond, Virginia. And we will also have a presence at the International Puerto Rico Tattoo Convention in San Juan, Puerto Rico, December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So feel free to join us at any of those live events. Would like to take a minute to go through real quick and thank some of the people that make these programs happen, some of our sponsors, starting off with Raw Pigments, an ink company that's tapping into the source, rawpigments.co. These are vegan-friendly, acrylic-free 100% light fast, and absolutely incredible. These are a lot more like old school large flake powder pigments. I've been using a lot of them myself and will 100% advocate for them. I have had better healing. I have had better color saturation, better color blends, and they're light fast. So I know they're not going to fade anywhere near as quickly as some other brands out there. Once again, that's Raw Pigments at rawpigments.co. Next, we have World Tattoo Events, the largest, most comprehensive resource for tattoo events worldwide. And they are constantly keeping everything updated. I have no idea how they do that, but they are constantly keeping everything updated because, yes, there are still some events around the world that are getting rescheduled and postponed. So if you want the latest convention information, the latest tattoo event information, take a look at worldtattooevents.com. Next, we have DLize Pro, also known as Dermalize in the rest of the world due to international copyright laws. Protect your art. If you're still using plastic wrap to wrap your tattoos after they're done, maybe it's time to step your game up a little bit. DLize Pro was developed by wound care specialists and is designed specifically to heal tattoos. So take a look at DLize Pro. Would also like to go through and thank Tattoo Now, technology for tattooers, the leading edge in SEO and professional development for tattooers of all levels, and they're now accepting new clients. So if you really want to start attracting that clientele base that you really want to tattoo, this is how you would go about doing it. Tattoo Now will get you all set up with the latest and greatest search engine optimization. So any Google searches in your area will be directed to you. They'll help you out with your marketing and your social media. They are the place to go to for everything like that. As well, take a look. They have a whole bunch of professional development videos from guys like Jeff Gogwe, Guy Aitchison, and a whole bunch of other people as well, all available at tattoonow.com. And of course, this would not be Reinventing the Tattoo with a very heartfelt and personal thank you and a professional thank you as well to Guy Aitchison, who you can find at guyaitchison.com. He is the founder and the inspiration behind Reinventing the Tattoo. And at guyaitchison.com, you can pick up a copy of his Biomech Encyclopedia, some of his DVDs. He's got some custom tattoo coil machines for sale, very limited run. So if you like to collect coil machines, definitely need to pick one of those up. He also has some original oil paintings as well for sale and countless prints. And I can't thank you enough. So go take a look at guyaitchison.com. Would also like to give a very special thank you and shout out to a couple of our affiliates, people that, help us out with all this stuff and have really contributed to the tattoo industry as a whole. If you are a person that's debating on whether or not they want to start tattooing, or you don't know the right way to go about starting to tattoo, take a look at the Apprenticeship Diaries with Amy Nichols. The Apprenticeship Diaries will walk you through the ins and the outs of what makes for a good apprenticeship, what to expect in a good apprenticeship, what to watch out for in a not so good apprenticeship. They will go through and tell you what to look for so that you're getting the best education possible. Would also like to say thank you to the Fireside Tattoo Network hosted by Jake Meeks. If you are already a tattoo artist and you're looking to step your game up, take a look at the Fireside Tattoo Network, where they have tons of podcasts and videos with interviews from some of the leading tattooers in the world. From guys like Rich Wren and Teresa Sharp, to tips on how to pack better color. It's all available at Fireside Tattoo Network. They have YouTube channel, podcasts, the whole nine. Would also like to go through and take a second to do a very special personal shout out and thank you to Launchpad, the new community set up and run by Tattoo Smart, all the guys over at Tattoo Smart. Russ Abbott is the CEO and creative director of Tattoo Smart. So you might already have some of their brush sets. You might already have some of their 3D models. take a look at Launchpad. It is a vetted tattoo artist community for professional tattoo artists so that we can go through and share information. Everything from, apprenticeship outlines and plans to business plans and side hustles, technique, art tips and tricks and critiques. It's all available on the Launchpad Tattoo Smart community. Take a look. It's been absolutely incredible. It's still very new. So now is your chance to get in while you can. They've got a growing number of people joining every single day. And I think they will eventually cap off the number of members. So I would highly recommend you jump in and become a part of that sooner rather than later. So take a look at all of that. And yeah, as always, if you like the content of this show, please make sure to go through and post a positive review on our channels. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube, and help us get the word out. We're always looking for new people to join us, get some new perspectives and ideas, some new opinions, start a discussion with different people about different topics. So yeah, definitely make sure to stay up to date with that. If you would like to host a Reinventing the Tattoo event, or you want to sponsor in this community, whether it's on programs like this or some of the other programs that we have, all you have to do is email management@reinventingthetattoo.com. We also do provide art critiques, and those do get funneled over to Guy, where he will get to them whenever he has time. So if you were looking to get a tattoo critique, if you were looking to get a painting critique, email management@reinventingthetattoo.com, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Yeah, that's all I really have for the intro. So thank you very much and enjoy the show. So far, we are joined with Patrick McKay from the Launchpad community. Patrick, I'm going to ask you to unmute, and you can restart your video. And I will switch over to gallery, and we may be joined by a few other people as well today. I'm actually going to go through and switch this over to this. Wonderful. So I can stop that and exit that. Awesome. Great. And Patrick's already busy working on his art project for the day. What's going on? Lost Boy Mobile Tattoo. Good afternoon to you as well, my friend. How have you been? So Patrick and I were having a discussion a little bit ago about, just art, art progressing in the tattoo industry and, learning more about tattoo history, which is something I'm pretty sure, everyone can always benefit from. Because the more you know about where you've come from, the further you can go. I, however, am still getting set up, so please bear with me. Because I was slacking earlier. Took my time, had a really nice breakfast, kind of took a little nap after I woke up. I don't know if there's a name for that or not.
Nice little second sleep.
Yeah, it was glorious. It really was exactly what I needed. I ate a really nice, big breakfast. And then I was like, you know what? I've got a little time to kill. I think I'm just going to take a nap. And it was everything I had ever dreamed it would be. It was wonderful.
That's always the best.
When you're like, yeah, that was a good idea. I needed that.
Especially when it's like the perfect amount of time where you wake up, you're just like, I am fucking refreshed.
Yeah, I am good to go. Let's go kick ass and take names. Now, I've always been told that I use too many brushes when I paint, but it's just force of habit. Let's see, what else do I need? I need this one. Got like 18 different brushes already out and ready to go. And I'm pulling out a few extras as well. Why? Because I don't know. That's a good one.
Yeah, with the one that I'm working on right now, I'm doing Tombow, the brush side. I'll do like the outline because I was starting to do the outline with microns, but on the canvas, it gets a little bit tough with that. It seems like more work than it's worth.
Yeah.
So then I use the marker side for doing the outline, and then I go through with this and the water brush, and I do all my shading, and I do like an acrylic background of just like solid color.
Nice. Nice. Now, Tombows are water-based, right?
Yeah, they're like the same exact. It works like watercolor, just it's in a marker instead of there's like let me find it. There's the marker side,
Right.
and there's the brush side.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Now, how do you find that puddles up at all on canvas? Because I know canvas, because it's an acrylic base, isn't usually that absorbent.
No, I have to be very strategic about how I go about things, and it can make a huge mess. Like even right now, when I'm going through this, I'm going from one side to the other and making sure my hand isn't going over anything.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I mean, on canvas, it's kind of forgiving, as in like, say I had this fox one that I was doing, and I do my outline first. I put an unnecessary bit of fur marks, and I was like, fuck, what can I do? And since it was Tombows that I did that mark with, I could go in with the water brush and I could just turn it into nice shading.
That is a nice little trick right there. You know, doing your outlines with something more water-based. So I even have some of those like water-based Pentel pens.
Yeah.
The like ink pens, and I'll go through and I'll use that sometimes. And if I don't like it, I just sweep it out with a little bit of water right there. It's, you know, perfect amount of shading. It's like your old school whip shade.
Yes. Yeah. I end up doing all of my shading that way. Cause like I'll have like right here, I have my little water brush, and I just make sure that I go and I clean it out on another separate sheet, or sometimes to get like the lighter shades, I'll do this marker on a different watercolor sheet because it won't dry up right away. I'll go with the water brush, go in that, and then apply it onto my canvas.
Did you ever go tip to tip?
Tip, tip, tip.
Tip to tip. Yeah. That was an old Copic marker trick that I was taught.
Like that.
Is like take your blender or your water brush and you run it right along the tip of your marker, right? To pick up just a little bit of the pigment. And then you can use that. And it can work wonders. Or another little trick that I've used with water-based markers in the past, take a little piece of plastic wrap and tape that down, and then use your water-based marker on that, and then take your water pen. I use the little Pentel water pens.
Yeah.
Use your brush to pick up just a tiny bit of paint or mix them together to get the right shade and value, and then you can go through onto your paper. That way it doesn't like soak in, you know, and dry. And it'll, even if it dries, all that pigment is sitting right there on the top of that plastic. So you can just go through and pick up little bits of pigment and then apply that to whatever it is you're using.
That's super cool.
In some industries, the tip to tip is called docking. Hey, so I got, so anyways, I got something in the mail.
Oh, did you? Oh, what could that be?
I don't know. I just checked my mail.
You should probably open it up and take a look.
Should I open it up online?
Why not?
On air in front of you?
Why not?
So there's a sticker on it that is like peeling off.
Ooh, that's pretty.
It's so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says Philly Ink.
It kind of looks like this one.
It looks exactly like that one. Holy cow. What a weird coincidence.
I know. Who could that be?
Let's see what this, we'll see what this big fatty boy
what's in there? What's in there?
I'm working on it.
I did make it easy.
You did. I need my scissors.
So I'm that guy. I have a tendency to overdo tape. It's yeah. I've been known to do a box wrapped in duct tape inside of a box wrapped in duct tape inside of a box wrapped in duct tape.
You're evil. That is
But
chaotic evil.
Alternating layers of duct tape too.
Yeah, you're chaotic evil.
You gotta up the game, and in between there, you gotta put layers of baby powder.
I don't appreciate you giving him more ideas.
This is something that I like grew up with my whole life. My uncles were doing that to me my entire life.
I got stickers.
Looks like you got some stickers in there.
I got some more stickers to put on things. I will use them.
Let me spotlight your video.
Oh, jeez.
Yay, pretty.
Lily ink stickers. I'm gonna use these for vandalism purposes.
I hear they look great on stop signs.
They do. I bet they would. I really think this gold would be very complimentary to the
They also double as a form of retirement plan, because you can always scrape the gold off and take that to somewhere and be like, I have gold dust.
Yeah. Take that to old Marshall Zane Cooper and turn it in their local saloon. I don't know. Sorry. Oh my God.
Were you going to show us or just look at it?
Well, I'm going to look at it first.
I want to see. Ooh.
This is gorgeous. This is very beautiful. Look at this. That's really nicely made too. This is like what, matte cardstock?
No, way better than that.
What is it?
That's museum grade Epson hot press.
What?
Yeah, wow. Like that's not going to fade at all ever.
Oh my God. And the colors are so vibrant. I didn't know this is a print?
Yeah.
I didn't know things could actually be printed like this. Holy shit. Check out just like, I don't know. My camera is not giving it justice. The colors are so vibrant. They don't soak into the paper. Everything pops out perfectly.
Yeah.
Really high quality.
For those out there that don't know, I do run like a little side printing business where I make prints for different tattoo artists. I don't really make any money when I do it. I usually do it at or like very close to cost, just to help other tattoo artists out there that are trying to sell prints, trying to get their work out there. And coming from experience, I know how expensive prints can be. The last time I got prints done by a different company, I was spending upwards of $50 a print. So, but I was also having them printed on like actual Arches, 140-pound cold press. Like they were not.
That's not cheap. That's not.
Yeah, they were not standard prints, and they were pretty big, 20 by 40. But I mean, still, that's like $50 a page. Granted, I can turn around and sell each one of those prints for $300, but still, I know how expensive it is. So I do try to help other artists out. And at the same time, I do run my own. So, I always like to play around with paper types and stuff like that.
Oh my God, these are beautiful. Holy shit. I gotta show you guys the rest of these. You ready to get your mind blown, Patrick?
Yes.
This guy.
That's fucking sick.
It's so gorgeous. And what kind of paper is this? Is like watercolor paper. Mm-hmm. This is.
Oh, come on. Move.
I like making prints.
It's hard to tell if this is an original or not.
It's not.
It's really fucking well.
You know how you can tell? And this is a dead giveaway. Look at the border. It does not matter how careful an artist is. You are never going to get a 110% perfectly clean, perfectly even, straight line border down the edge of a painting.
Yeah, there's
It
no
will
paint
never be
marks in the
perfect.
grooves of the paper, the teeth, the paper teeth, right?
Yes, that tooth.
I'm
Arr.
I'm an amateur untrained artist. I don't know all these fancy words, but I have learned that paper has teeth.
It does.
And
Lots of them.
this one,
That's fucking sick.
look at that. That's like almost, dude, that's like almost like a chrome fish.
Yeah. Yeah. I went on a big Onamori kick last year and did like a whole bunch of different prints of different types of Onamori hang tags.
Oh
A
god.
couple of fish, did a couple of flowers, dragon, some other stuff. Yep. A couple of
These are
flowers.
so beautiful and well done. Holy crap. I need to send you something. Fuck.
Medusa, you have already sent me original work and you've sent me prints and you've sent me sticker packs and you're constantly on here. This is the kind of things that happen when you constantly join my show, by the way, for people that are watching.
It's okay. Yeah, but none of them are this high quality. So
Now
we're gonna play artist tennis. I don't care what you say.
There is one original that was included in your pack.
I'm looking at it right now and I'm freaking out. I might pee myself a little.
Please don't do that live. Save that for after the show ends.
I might do it. I'm just gonna say I might dribble a little. Is this it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been spending like the past year and a half working on anatomy. And I sat down and I did a couple of Art Nouveau color studies of just like some Art Nouveau kind of stuff. The color is a little bit skewed because of the camera, but it does have some metallic gold in there.
This gold is gold. That's like a nice brassy. You can kind of see the shine. But yeah, holy crap. I'm afraid of touching this. This is beautiful. Is this gouache?
No, watercolor and liquid acrylic.
Okay, because I was gonna say that watercolor is opaque as heck.
Yeah. Well, the trick to working with watercolor when you're trying to do flesh tones is you just build, but you have to allow the luminance of the paper to come through to create those lighter, brighter tones. That's how you get that kind of a look.
That's why I always go with gouache though, because I feel like I can't layer it with watercolor without waterlogging the paper, even if I'm using like expensive arches. Yeah,
there's a little trick to it. I mean, I do have a tendency to work kind of opaque with watercolor, but it's something that you pick up over time. You start to learn the subtleties, how much the paper can take, how aggressive you can be with your brush strokes, different ways to speed up drawing that's not going to damage the paper. So,
oh my God, this is so pretty.
But yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's perfect.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
my opinion is it's perfect and it's amazing. And I am incredibly grateful. Now I need to send you like cookies.
No, you don't need to send me anything. That's just me getting back to you for all the stuff you have sent me.
Okay, but it's like one of those things where I get the last laugh. I get to send the last package.
Nope, not going to do it.
Why don't you like free stuff?
I do. I love free stuff.
Let me keep giving you
free
free
stuff.
It's
free, it's for me.
I'll keep giving you free stuff. So thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, it's it's the kind of stuff I do. I like to send people gifts and prints and stuff like that, especially people that I know will appreciate them. I actually have prints of mine that are hanging up in studios in a couple of different places in the world right now, which is pretty cool.
Your business card is sick, by the way.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time designing those, but I'm actually working on a new one and a new convention banner as well. Just haven't really decided on things because I like everything to match. So my business card should match my convention banner, and my convention banners should match my stickers. Like, I'm a huge advocate of that, so that when people, yeah, there you go.
Part of
Very-
really good branding and advertisement, build something that sticks in people's minds and they'll keep recognizing it.
Yeah, and build something that people really, really look at and they're like, whoa, this is awesome. Like, this is super special. It's super fancy, because people will want to hold on to it more than something that's, you know, pretty standard run of the mill.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a thing. With my business cards, you've seen my business cards, right, Jason?
I have some of them.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's not super fancy, but it sticks out to people as I just take playing cards. And anytime I see a pack of playing cards that I like, that's either like a gold shiny playing card pack or something that has a unique design on it. I used to have a bunch of playing cards that had animal facts on them and all of that. And then I just put on the other side just an address label that I've printed out that just has my Instagram, my website, and my email, and slap that on the other side. And people really dig it. I like to make jokes at the shop all the time where I'm just like, yeah, come back for like 52 tattoos and you'll get a whole deck and be able to play a wonky ass game of solitaire. The last time I said that out loud to a shop full of people, my entire stack of business cards went missing that day.
Really?
Somebody out there is playing a game of bad poker with a stack of 2 different kinds of playing cards shuffled together that is missing a few. But
I'm actually trying to see if I can find my business card collection.
I started one of those, but when I moved, I had to downsize drastically. I got my idea of starting a business card collection when I met Jay from the Pacific Northwest Tattoo Museum in Idaho. I met him and he was telling me about his collection. And I was
Medusa?
like, yeah.
What I personally think would make for some of the best business cards ever, that I know for a fact people would hold on to. I don't know how well you can see these. These are old X-Men trading cards.
Nice. I was thinking of getting Pokemon cards or old Digimon cards.
Yeah.
Really get to that niche millennial.
See, I like these just because, number one, they've got a little bit of that gold reflective stuff on them already. But they're also super classic and collectible. And like guys like me would nerd out with this kind of stuff.
So like, how are you putting your information on it? Are you like,
I would slap it on the back.
Okay, so like same idea that I have with the playing cards,
right?
Address label. Yeah, I used to have you know, those binders that have all the that are super thick that have all the pages where you slide in your like baseball cards and stuff. I had one of those binders that I swear to frick was like 3 inches thick of collectible X-Files cards. Every fucking side character was in it, every version of Scully, every version of Mulder, every collectible card from every season, you know, every villain was in it, every weird anomaly that was in the series was in it, and it was crazy cool. And I used to just love that collection so much. And when I moved to a different state, somehow in the moving process, I lost that entire collection. And I'm so bummed because while I wouldn't want to keep it around because it's just essentially it's just more junk than I would be hoarding. I think those would make really good business cards because, you know, people go bonkers for X-Files. If you're not going bonkers for X-Files, I don't want to be friends with you.
This is some of my business card collection. Got Matthew Liu from the Liu family. Right. Oh, here's a cool one. Henning Jorgensen from Henning Royal Tattoo, right? Old business card. Clint Danroth from Canada. Definitely recommend Clint. I got tattooed by him. Absolutely awesome dude. Victor Chill, Eckel from Vancouver.
Vancouver?
So Jerry P just made a comment on the YouTube. She says your X-Files card somehow got lost. Maybe aliens?
That's a very good point. Who said that? Jerry? Terry?
Jerry P.
Jerry P. Good point, Jerry P. Very good point.
There's a Justin Weatherholtz, Corpse Painter. And this is where I get a lot of these ideas. You see a lot of European guys that'll make these matte black cards with like gold foil, and they just stand out so well.
Yeah, but also now everybody's doing it.
True. Well, it's become a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the last convention I went to, every other booth had a black and gold card, which I love. It looks really, really good. But now I can't tell the business cards apart.
Yeah. Well, it's very high contrast. It's, that's kind of what you get when you really want to start attracting people and you want people to hold on to your cards. You kind of have to. You have to come up with something. Here's Dave Fox. I don't know if you guys know Dave Fox, local legend in the Philadelphia area. He's also a graduate of the same college I went to. Let's see. I've got so many from so many different shows. Alicia Ricci. There's another good one. Let's see. Gotham Tattoo in Madrid. That's an interesting one. It looks like a little Gotham, Batman Gotham like police badge. It was an interesting concept. But the whole trick and the whole design and concept behind business cards, you want them to stand out so that people hold on to them.
So I want to reference my little complaint before about how everybody has gold and black cards with the two cards in my wallet right now. Gold and black.
Right?
These are mine. So I got a stack of gold playing cards. I've got rose gold, black with gold accents, and gold ones and silver ones. And I just slapped my address label with my info on the back of it. And I'm part of the Gold and Black Club now. So
I mean, when you go with that kind of color scheme and you go with the Heinrich tattoo, that's a nice one. Really like that. When you go with that, people don't realize how expensive it is to get cards made up that are metallic gold. So just be aware of that. Don't rush out and start ordering like 4,000 metallic black and gold cards, because that's going to run you a lot of money. I spend more money on my business cards than I care to admit, but they're also super nice. People are going to look at them. They're going to remember them. They're going to want to hold on to them. It sets them apart. And I talked to a lot of different people about branding, about, being unique, about how can I stand out with just a business card? And, I did a lot of homework on it and talked to a lot of very big professional business people about it. And they all said, you need to make sure that it's going to be something that people want to hold on to.
Yeah, I've been very careful with, not careful. I get that it costs a lot. Like the cards that I make, each individual one, I am peeling a sticker off and slapping it on. I'm usually, putting on a movie and going through about like 8 packs of playing cards at a time, while my printer is just spitting out address labels, just watching a movie and slapping each individual one. And I'm paying for the cost of business labels, printer ink, and individual packs of cards, which are only 52. And that adds up, and it's really not cost efficient if you're going to just go and order a bulk of like 1,000 cards or something. It takes a lot longer, and obviously I'm searching out each individual pack of cards based on like their looks, because I want something flashy, something fun, something cool.
You mean you don't just go with the standard bicycle cards?
I did do that for like the first year. Now I'm branching out to other things. When I'm in a hurry or something, or I run out of cards in the middle of the convention, I'll run down to a convenience store and buy a pack of bicycle cards and stuff and slap some address labels on real quick. But yeah, I mean, I've done that too, and people are still stoked on it because it's still a playing card, and that's still a fun idea. But yeah, it costs more than I'd like to admit, but I'm in the beginning of my career, and I have to put this money into it to market myself. I don't have a name that'll speak for itself yet, so I've got to make my products
not like
for me.
Not like Prisma Art, Bruno Salvatierra.
Yeah, Bruno could
that's a
literally
pretty
just hand you a
established name.
napkin. And you're all like, this is the best business card ever.
He could scribble on a napkin, and that's his business card, and it's priceless. It's like holding a Picasso in your hands.
Bruno is so good. Wait, is Bruno here?
Yeah, Bruno's on.
Oh man, I'm just sitting over here talking, like fangirling about you, not even realizing you're on the call.
You guys are the best. How's it going?
Going good. I'm so glad you got your account back.
Yeah.
Glad to hear. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the support, by the way. I really appreciate that. Yeah. How are y'all doing?
Doing well, my man. Doing well.
Bruno
also got a care package in the mail not too long ago.
I did, brother. Thanks so much, man.
You're welcome,
sure.
Stoked to have it, man. The print quality is amazing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, brother. And the piece, of course. Fucking amazing. Thanks, Jason.
Always
appreciate it, buddy. It's going on the new shop.
Right on, man. Right on.
Yeah, man. Prisma's Tattoo Studio is gonna be opening October 1st.
Nice.
Oh, yeah?
In Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, man. Getting the keys August 1st.
I got so many people that are like, yo, come down, guest spot in Fort Lauderdale. I'll get you all hooked up. Because I made so many friends in that area at the last Philly show. It was ridiculous. I was literally right across the aisle from an entire aisle of people from Fort Lauderdale. It was like 14 or 15 of them.
Is it Ananda based in Fort Lauderdale?
A what?
Ananda?
I think she's down in Tampa.
Oh, Ananda. Yeah, she's I think it's like Weston. It's like northwest of here. So it's like a few hours, like 5 hours.
Okay. I thought she was also in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, she's a little bit north, but she's in Florida. Yeah, okay. It's a sweet spot over there, but it's a little bit far.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fort Lauderdale's full of tattoo shops. There's a big demand down here.
Yeah,
that's what I keep hearing.
I keep hearing of artists from Fort Lauderdale, and I guess that's why I'm just assuming everybody in Florida tattoos in Fort. Oh god,
Flort. Where is Fort Lauderdale? I've never heard of Fort Lauderdale.
It's not an easy word to say, man. Like if you're Hispanic, it's even worse. Like it's the hard one. Fort Lauderdale. I've lived here for long enough that I can say it right, but it's one of those words.
I need to dig up my Duolingo account and start learning Spanish.
Yeah, you'll do good when you come to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. Well, at first,
you'll be ready.
I started learning Norwegian over the pandemic. So I was like, that's a cool language, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized there's fucking nobody to talk to. I don't know Norwegians. I've got family in Norway, but I don't want to talk to them. Like, hey,
You
Aunt
guys are sitting
Josephine.
over here talking about learning a second language. I'm still trying to learn English.
Literally.
Well, as you could
Like
tell by my
I can
pronunciation,
speak two
I don't know
languages,
it.
English and bad English. And I'm very proficient at bad English. So like trying to pick up another language on top of that, maybe one day.
Mm. Learn Spanish with me and we'll practice together. And then one day we'll talk to Bruno. And we'll say,
in all Spanish.
hola.
I'd be like,
Hola.
wow. Come on,
So I actually do have a little like inside person to teach me Spanish that helped me out a lot as I was growing up. My father was actually born in Central America, in Panama, in the Canal Zone. So he grew up learning both Spanish and English at the same time. So usually that's my go-to whenever I have a question about anything. But because I never really used to practice it, I have forgotten quite a bit of my Spanish. I used to be okay with it. Like I can always understand
right.
more
You probably
than
understand
I can
it pretty
speak,
well.
but I can't turn around and speak it
Right.
back to someone because to me the conjugation's what really throws me off.
But that just
But-
means that if you ever like make the attempt to learn it again, it'll come easy. I'm sure it'll all start coming back to you.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool,
a lot
man.
of
I
it
didn't know that.
does. A lot of it does. Yeah, he was born and raised in the Canal Zone of Panama.
Oh shit.
And it's amazing, you know, he took my brother, my mom and I down there to see where he grew up back when we were teenagers. And it was an eye-opening experience to say the least. It was like, whoa, this is like a completely different world, completely different culture. And I'm pretty lost right now, right? It was very different. Granted, I was also, 14 years old, so didn't really know much about anything. But he took us around, gave us a whole tour of the country. We went over to El Valle. We went to go and see a place where freshwater river meets the ocean. That was pretty epic. It was on a black sand beach. And first time ever being on a black sand beach, and I didn't know what to think. I was like, what is this? But it was a very eye-opening cultural experience. Going to see a lot of things in like downtown Panama City, in Panama, which not Panama City, Florida. I've been there and it is a totally different place. Although I did get to meet The Rock, Dwayne Johnson in Panama City. That was pretty cool.
Oh, damn.
Oh man, I want to go to Disneyland with him so bad.
With The Rock?
So he was actually driving in a car as I was driving down there with my friend Jamie to go and meet up with my best friend who was on leave from the Marine Corps at the time. And we were driving down there and she's like, oh my God, look to your right now, look to your right. And look who was driving past us. Dwayne Johnson. Like in the car with his mom, driving around, like no cares in the world, nicest guy ever.
Just a regular guy.
I swear to heck, I've been saying this for years. I want to be best friends with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I want to have brunch dates with his wife. I want to go to Disneyland with him. I think he would be a great bestie to go to Disneyland with.
He's
really
just a
do.
good, genuine human being too, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's so wholesome.
Yeah, he looks like it. He seems like it.
Yeah,
Seems like a
just
cool,
like
cool
all
guy.
of his motivational, like little Instagram reels. Ugh, he's perfect.
He's
And
been
I
pretty
also
consistent.
I want Mark Hamill also to meet my dog.
Mark Hamill's another badass. Yeah, he also
Yeah,
seems
buddy.
like a genuine cool ass dude.
Yeah, I think I would like him and my dog to be best friends.
I would like to be best friends with him.
That's funny as fuck.
I hear he's a dog guy, so my chances of getting in his life are to bring my dog forward.
Right on. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
It's your way in there.
Yeah.
And your
Bye,
dog's
French.
name's gotta be Luke.
Nah. Yeah. No,
So
maybe.
can
I don't
I
know.
back on topic? Can I ask everyone like a more serious question? This is something I've been kind of mulling over in my mind for the past few weeks. I've knowing that I'm over here sitting on stacks of original artwork that I, you know, I can't even remember where most of it is. Like if I was looking for something specific, I've actually been considering selling some of it. And I don't know if, you guys have an opinion on that, where it's like, no, don't sell it, or sell it, make that money, make some more work. Like, I don't know if you guys have any kind of thoughts on that, but that's, it's something I've really been trying to like debate with myself about, because there are, it's like, what am I going to do with all of it? I don't want to hang it up at home because like it's my own artwork and I know where every flaw in it is. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I really want to sell it because, that's original artwork that,
Right.
I won't have access to anymore.
Right.
Do
Right.
you need access to it right now? Or have you needed access to it since you've created it? Like, has it served a purpose other than sitting in a stack?
No. It's more or less
And
artwork I've created to keep my hands busy.
I guess you just answered your own question.
I'm just thinking like looking forward, right? Is it a good idea to do that? Because I've talked to a lot of
I think
people
so.
about like trying to maintain that body of work. Like I was having this discussion with Renee Little the other night during paint night. And, she keeps all of her originals, and she'll sell prints and make prints and all that stuff, but she keeps all of the originals because she wants to have a record of them and wants to be able to turn around and show people the originals, and how back when she first got started, she used to sell them and she has no record of any of those anymore. So,
but
it's one of those interesting situations where I don't know if that would really be a beneficially good idea or not.
I mean, if you want records of it, you can always keep digital records. You can always scan it, keep it on file, put it in a cloud, keep it on a thumb drive.
Kind of like a tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, what I've been, and this is something I've been working on for myself, I've recently in the past year started selling my originals after holding on to them for years, because I came to the conclusion that I was keeping them because they were like sentimental, but they also served no purpose. I would forget that they even existed because they would be in a portfolio holder, just collecting dust in a corner of the room that I forgot existed, covered up by shelves and boxes and other books and everything. And ultimately it was no longer a painting or a drawing that was being admired and shared and everything. It was being forgotten, sitting there doing nothing. Why not sell it to give somebody else joy rather than to do the painting and yourself a disservice by letting it just sit? You can keep a digital record of it, and you can get a little extra help paying those bills for all those expensive cards you're making.
No, like you said, you'll give those paintings a good home, right? Because I feel like I can relate to the situation where I was in the same place as you, Medusa, and as you, Jason, where like I was having a hard time. Like people would ask me, "Are you selling your paintings?" And I was like, "Nah, I already like let go of my tattoos every time I do one. I think I'm gonna hang on to my paintings." But I have changed the way I feel about that situation, because I feel like I've come to a point where I've continued to make new paintings, and I feel more of an attachment or more connected to some of the new pieces that I've made, and like the pieces that I've made along the way. Even though I have love for them, I'm starting to feel comfortable with the idea of selling them, because I'm not as connected to them as I am to the new pieces where I've been able to apply some of the new knowledge and things like that. And so I feel like I'm reaching that point where I'm gonna just go ahead and let go. Like definitely take a good picture for sure, you know, like to keep a record of it, like a sentimental thing, like I do with my tattoos. But I'm in that place now where I definitely see myself selling some of those older pieces, because otherwise they're gonna start to accumulate. Like, you know, they're gonna end up in a box or put away. But the ones that I really value, you know, I'm gonna hold on to them so that at some point maybe I can do a sort of show, you know, and have all the originals to be able to be part of that show. So,
Right.
that's
And
kind of where I'm at.
that's kind of where I was going with it, because once you sell it, it's no longer yours, right?
Mhm.
So if you wanted to take that and say it's the perfect piece to enter into an art show that, say, someone is throwing, or, you know, there's a gallery showing and you really want to enter your piece in it, but, oh, wait, that's right, you sold it, so you no longer have access to it. And it's not like you can, you know, if I ship it out to somewhere like Australia, it's not like I can really just hit that person up and be like, yo, can you mail that back? I want to put it in an art show and I'll send it back to you. It's like you no
That-
longer have that to be able to exhibit.
Yeah, that
And I
is a
think
little
that's
bit of
where my mind is coming from.
that is a complication. And I've had that happen too, where I've been like, I sold a drawing that I now wanted to hang up in the art show that I'm having. But I mean, you can hang on to your favorites, and we all know that not every piece is going to be your favorite.
That's very true.
So, like,
It's very, very true. And I mean,
A
I've
nice
got
piece, by
lots
the
of-
way, Jason.
Oh, thank you.
yeah, what you're
Yeah,
working
it's
on.
coming out real nice, dude.
Yeah, I've got plenty of pieces that, you know, I don't really consider my favorite that I'm holding on to just to have a body of work to show. And that's something that, you know, I've really been trying to focus on the past like year or two since quarantine, is just developing a big body of work to show people
Right.
that, hey, I'm diversified. I can work with this medium and this style. I can work with this medium and this style. I can work with this over here. I can do this over here. You know, some of the stuff I have, like the old copper plate prints I made in college, you know, I won't ever get rid of those, because number one, I don't have access to an actual fine art printing press anymore. So getting a hold of something like that to actually make more of them, it's going to be pretty slim. So that kind of stuff I'm definitely holding on to, but I want to be able to exhibit a large body of work should the need arise.
Well, I would say if that's the case, you also want to consider quality over quantity. Just like when you're building a portfolio, a lot of
Mhm.
tattoos in your portfolio doesn't necessarily make you a better candidate. You can have
That's a good
just a
point.
few but really, really good ones. So
That's
if you're
very
trying to
valid.
display a lot of different styles, you could choose one or two out of each style that's your favorite. And then the ones that really aren't your favorite, that you're just holding on to just so that you can have stuff to display, but they aren't your best work, you can sell those.
Makes a lot of sense.
But yeah,
Very wise words.
Indeed.
I also totally understand you having a hard time separating with anything. It's everybody struggles with that. It kind of sucks. You put all your work into it and then you just let it go. What?
For sure.
Yeah, like I don't mind selling some of it. You know, but as far as building up that body of work, I think that's what I'm really kind of just like locked onto as far as my reasoning behind it. Because that is something, and once again, referencing my conversation with Renee Little the other night during Paint Jam, you know, that's something we were discussing. We want to have a collective body of work. So should there be a show, or should we want to put on our own show, we've got a whole bunch of different stuff that we can put up in a gallery. And we have enough original artwork on hand that we can put up our own gallery, which is not easy. That usually involves like quite a bit of, quite a decent sized body of work, which, I know a lot of artists out there that, they've got a couple of paintings that they did that they hold on to, some original artwork that they have hanging up at the studio, and that's awesome. But like, do they have enough to fill an entire gallery? That's kind of where I'm coming up with that debate.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that. I think hanging on to your favorite ones is a healthy decision for sure. And again, like, we mainly make a living tattooing, right? So we can afford to actually hold on to some of these pieces, as long as we want to, right? Because it's not like we're counting on what we're gonna make from them to pay our bills or anything. So there's always that freedom, that option, right, for us to keep them as long as we want. And yeah, like, it's really the only way to be ready for a sort of show, right? If you don't keep them, that show might not happen. Might
Right.
not be enough work. But I'm sure you've been working so much, man. Like, you must have so much
Dude,
work.
I've got paintings galore. I've got, watercolors. I've got a couple of oil paintings sitting around that I was working on. I've got
What are you
another
having the
oil
most
painting
fun
that's
with,
in
man?
process. All of it. I just like creating art. Like, that's always been my driving force. Is with each piece that I create, I learn something new, right? And I can apply whatever it is that I've learned to, whatever tattoos I have coming up, whether it's light and contrast, whether it's, working on something like this, which is watercolor on paper, and going through and saying, okay, let me try a little bit of a different technique using a liner brush as opposed to like a micron or something like that, so that I can really control those lines and really get the line width that I want. Things like that can become absolutely priceless when it comes down to translating that into the world of tattooing, where we do make most of our money. I've got piles of microns that I almost never touch anymore, because 90% of the time when I'm outlining something, I'm using a brush. Maybe every now and then I'll pick some up just for like tiny little lines. But I find that, number one, those lines don't generally tend to be quite as dark as like the black ink that I'm using or the black paint that I'm using. So it's like, okay, well, if I'm sacrificing that rich black dark color just for efficiency, is that really worth the sacrifice? But it's, it's everything from, and I do paint like I tattoo. And that's something that I've been slowly but steadily getting away from the idea of doing for a number of years. But that's something that I've been known to do for quite some time. And I am working on it. It is slowly but surely getting there. But I do that to reinforce my practices and to reinforce the skill set that I have in the tattoo world. So that's a large motivation behind why I keep going. With different paintings and different styles and stuff like that, because each different medium I work in has a different translation into the world of tattooing. If I'm working with markers, that's going to be more along the lines of like how I would work with a machine that's running pretty fast to do really bold color neotrad stuff. I would work with markers the exact same way as I would a tattoo machine. If I'm working with, liquid acrylic, liquid watercolor, anything like that, that's going to be more akin to a layering process that I'll use for more subtleties. Not that I can't get subtleties using markers, but it's just a different process.
Yeah, no, you definitely gain experience, valuable, that becomes valuable in tattooing, right? the experience that you gain in all these mediums, like the decisions that you end up making, they can easily translate in like more of an efficient process while tattooing. Like what you just said, I kind of pictured how that experience with the markers just kind of maybe, gave you a glimpse of how you can potentially execute something quicker in a tattoo, more
Right.
efficient.
And I have to blame my friend Dave for getting me into markers. They're very effective and they're very quick.
Dave
And you can blend them.
Dave Navarro. I almost said Tevino. Yeah, that's what I meant.
No,
I almost said
don't
Dave
even get me
Navarro.
started on that. Do not go
Dude,
there,
Dave
Bruno. You will
Navarro
not
is
like the
sick,
direction I
bro.
take that in.
I'm such a big fan of his work, man. Like, it's so inspiring, dude. Like, kills it, man. He makes it look easy.
He does.
He's so quick.
But he runs his machines just like he's using a marker. That's what allows him
that's a
to
good
get
example,
the effects
actually. Yeah.
that he does.
Exactly.
And I know I've been tattooed by him a couple of times, and
oh no shit.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I started getting tattooed by him 9 years ago.
Wow.
So but that was a very enlightening experience. Just watching him do his color blends, getting that total saturation.
That's right. I remember now. You told me, yeah.
It was very enlightening. Just as far as the way what he was using and how he was using it was just mind blowing.
Versus how you would have normally gone about it.
Versus how I was originally taught to tattoo. It was a completely different experience.
Yeah. I had a similar experience, man. Like recently when Stefano tattooed me in my forearm, so I was able to see the whole thing, and he was tattooing me in color, and yeah, there was just something about watching him, and being able to see how he executed the tattoo versus how I would have gone about it. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I learned so much from just that, like from getting a glimpse, being a witness of how they go about doing the thing. It could be so valuable, because I feel like ever since then, I kind of shifted. I made some adjustments in my approach.
Absolutely. And that touches on a point that I've stressed to a lot of different people, people that are really trying to pick their game up, that are really trying to like achieve that kind of a successful level, but don't really know where they're falling short, or that are really trying to take their tattoo game up to another, take it up a notch. One of the first questions I ask them is, okay, who are the people that you look up to the most in the world of tattooing? And when was the last time you went and got tattooed by one of them?
Exactly. I knew you were going to bring that up. Yep.
Because you're going to learn more from that experience than is going to register in your conscious mind.
Yeah, dude. That's like the best advice, right? You can give somebody that's looking to take in more. And
if you're comfortable where you are, that's fine. More power to you. I'm one of those people where I'm always trying to get to another level. It's like playing a video game, right? And I want to get to that level where I'm so well versed at the game that it becomes second nature and I don't even think about it anymore. Right.
Yeah, there's no end level.
Us levels got to be easy peasy.
The end never comes, there's only more levels. And so you really never want to like become comfortable with the idea that one day you won't have anything more to learn. It's the other way around. Like, you want to become comfortable with the idea.
I guess that's true.
That there will always be something more to learn, and just
imagine if you actually did learn everything. That would be so boring.
I'm done.
Yeah,
done,
you'd be like, okay, I'm done. There's nothing else left. That would suck.
It's like I remember back in February when we were at the Red Tree Gallery doing a little reinventing the tattoo getaway over at Red Tree. I ended up helping out with a seminar that Nick Baxter was putting on. And he, obviously, Nick Baxter is a legend in tattooing. He's been doing it for quite some time. He's been, at the forefront of a lot of very innovative stuff, classically trained fine artist, definitely knows what he's doing and has achieved that point that he's like, okay, where do I go from here? So what he started doing was going back through and reevaluating all of the stuff that he has learned over time and paying attention to things like, okay, if I do this to this, how is this going to be better than if I did this to this? I mean, just looking at process, what process works the best for him and for what he does, is building layers on layers on layers to get those subtleties, going to be more beneficial, or is it more beneficial to go through and kind of add those details in as you go, just as an example. So it's like, it's very interesting. And I think a lot of that is reflected, or a lot of my thought process is now reflected based upon that seminar, because it really was like, okay, well, here's this legend who's been doing this for a long time, that's achieved such an amazing level. And he's going back through and reevaluating everything he's ever learned. It's like, if that's where he's at, then what do I have to do to get to that kind of a level? Not saying that I want to start reevaluating everything I've learned, but it just raises the question,
If Nick Baxter is looking, for other levels, then
Yeah, I think he's at the point in time where he's like, okay, what is the next level? As opposed to us saying, okay, this is the next level. How do I get there? He's trying to explore the concept of, where do I go from here? But that's what happens as you advance in this career, as you advance with this passion in life, and you learn more and more and more and more stuff. Each different level that you achieve is going to have its own set of unique challenges, where you might be contemplating issues that are so beyond the concept of people that are at lower levels that it doesn't even register.
I'll be on a bit.
When we're sitting here debating color theory and color balance and things like that, that might not be something that someone that's just started tattooing 3 weeks ago, that might not be something that they're even thinking about, right? They might still be thinking about, okay, how do I pull the crispiest, straightest, most solid line the world has ever seen? So it's just a different set of challenges. Not that that's good or bad, it's just different.
Yep.
Hey guys, it's been a lot of fun joining you to chat for a little bit. The conversation is super interesting, and I'm gonna stay logged in, listening in. But I have to head out. So I just wanted to wish you guys a great day, and it was a lot of fun chatting.
Bruno, as always, thank you, man, for jumping in and joining in the conversation.
Hell
It's
yeah,
always
Bruno.
a blast having you on here.
Thank you, my brother, for hosting and for making it happen every week, man.
Anytime. Anytime. Well, I can't say every week. There are some weeks when I can't make it, but
barely, man, barely. You're very consistent,
I do
man.
try.
And that's really badass, man. Appreciate that. I'm sure everybody does. Medusa, great to see you.
Great
Patrick,
to see you too.
keep up the good work, brother. Jason, that's coming out beautiful, man. For real. Like you're killing it with the watercolor. Super nice, man.
Dude.
And it's been cool to see you kind of put it together while we've been chatting.
Yeah, just trying to block in some tonal values and make some things a little bit richer with color. But thank you.
Awesome work, brother. Hey, thanks again, man. You guys have a great day. And
you do the same, bud.
see you soon. Thank you.
Yeah. So, um,
I am also about to
Medusa,
head out because I actually have to go to
are
work.
you? Okay. No problem, man. Thank you for jumping in.
Yeah, for sure. This has been fucking great, honestly.
Good to see
Yeah,
you.
We do this
Yeah.
every Sunday. Hopefully we get to see you in here a bit more often.
Oh yeah, you
You're
will for
always
sure.
welcome.
Yeah, definitely. No, I appreciate it. This has been a great, even just listening and while I'm drawing has been very informative in itself. So I appreciate it, and I'll definitely see you guys around.
Sounds good, man. Once again, thank you for jumping in.
Yeah,
Hell
have a good
yeah.
one.
Now, Medusa, here's a question for you specifically, knowing the stage at which you're at. And you don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable answering. I totally understand that. But what are some of the challenges that you find yourself facing at the stage that you're at?
I
Once
I
again, you
am
don't have to answer if you don't want to.
no. It's not that I don't want to answer. It's more of how to put it into words because a lot of it is feelings.
Okay.
I myself personally, I am a fairly impatient person. It's something I know about this flaw. I acknowledge it and I am trying very hard to work on it. So that being said, I personally struggle with frustration, especially with time, because I have this hunger and this thirst to learn so much more. And I have 1 bazillion questions rattling around in my head. And sometimes I realize I just want to blurt out all of these questions. I mean, we all know that. And then I have to deal with the frustration of realizing the questions I have to ask are not questions that are relevant to me where I'm at right now. Like, I don't need to be asking questions about how to do the perfect soft blend for cheekbones on a portrait tattoo, because I'm not at a level where I should be trying portrait tattoos. I need to learn the fundamentals first, and I keep wanting to jump ahead. That's a lot of impatience too, especially when I guess I'm trying more to surround myself and to get to know and meet people that are a lot more advanced than me so that I can have an idea of who to learn from. But then I see their art all the time and I expect myself to be at that level, even though I'm 2 decades behind them. And that's also leading to a lot of frustrations.
Well, and I think
Not
you raise a very valid point there. We have to be patient. I'm in the same boat as far as that's concerned because, I'm sitting here and, I'll be talking to someone that's got 30, 40 years in the field. And it's like, I want to ask them every question I can come up with. But much like yourself, I find myself kind of sitting back and being like, I can't compare myself to this person because I'm not at that stage. I'm not at that level where, say Bob Tyrell is. He's been doing it for a lot longer than I have. Guy's been tattooing a lot longer than I have. There are a lot of people out there that are just years beyond where my skill level is at. So I definitely sympathize with you on that. For sure.
Oh, I mean, I got to
but when
go
you,
through everything,
oh,
but
go ahead.
also like, oh, sorry.
No, go.
Also another thing is, I think a lot of the questions I ask are also related to my level. And I know that I'm asking people who are in a crowd of other people who this is like a stupid question to. Like, how can I better place this stencil on this area of the body without, losing part of the design due to creases and stuff? Like, that's something that people with 15 years of experience would think that's a dumb question. Why didn't you have that figured out already? Or at least in my head, it does. So there's a lot of fear of being afraid of my own lack of experience, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. One thing you should remember, and this is something I try to remind myself of quite often as well. So trust me, it's not, this is something that anyone can ask at any stage. Is if I'm having this question and I'm having this concern, how many other people out there are also wondering about this, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a pretty good chance that there are people out there, even that have been in the field longer than you have, people that have been tattooing for, 20 plus years, that are not at the same skill level that you are at. So if you're having this question, there's a pretty good chance a lot of other people with a lot of other experience have that question as well. As far as an answer to that kind of a question, stress relief cuts are an easy way to go through and make things bend. Unless you're working with like a circular design, like a mandala, but there's a whole process behind that. But, I think the important thing to consider in that aspect is ask your questions anyway. Because every apprenticeship out there has been different for every single artist. So just because you feel like you should know it, and just because you feel like these other artists that are out there that have all of this experience should be expecting you to already know that, they also know that maybe it was something they had to learn from experience. It's not necessarily something that was, taught in every apprenticeship. So for them to sit back and say, okay, number one, no artist out there should ever criticize you for asking a question, ever. If they do, well, then that's probably not someone you want to take advice from to begin with. Unless it's something like, how did you get to be so good? Right?
Yeah.
Or like, how are you so awesome? Like,
artists love to be asked that.
Yeah, like I would ask Ricardo, like, how did you get to be so incredible? Right. And he would probably comment back something along the lines of, what are you talking about? I'm not.
What are you talking about?
I knew.
Oh,
I was
I have
just
no idea what
about
you're
to
talking about.
ask. I was to be like, he's about to pop in right around the corner, isn't he? Yeah.
I'm here.
No. How the hell did you get to be so good?
I don't think I'm that good. I think I'm okay.
Welcome to the
What-
imposter syndrome support group.
and this is the perfect example of humility, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, come on. You're killing me.
Humility is a great thing, and Ricardo has got it in truckloads.
Ricardo
awesome.
is so bashful. I think we're seeing another shade of Red Cardo.
You guys are killing me. Let's talk about something else.
Well, no, what we were discussing were, challenges that we all face in different stages and different levels, and how to address those kinds of challenges and the best ways to go about it. That was kind of the purpose of today's discussion.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got off track and, started discussing all different types of stuff. So
This flower's looking awesome, dude. You guys are okay. You guys are okay. Yeah, I think I can relate to that for sure, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. It's hard getting stuck in the emotions of the moment. I think it kind of boils down to that for me. I know that for me, for sure. I mean, I wish I could say that it's the same for everybody. It's not necessarily true. But I know for me, the emotional part of things kind of takes precedent at times. And it's hard to shake, you know what I mean? And it becomes like whatever we decide to allow to become our reality is actually what becomes our reality. So if you're all fucking in your emotions and shit like that, that's exactly it, right? It just becomes the reality of the moment.
that is Philosophy 101 from Ricardo. And this is a preview of what you can expect on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m.
I'm no therapist. I'm no therapist, but yeah, that's just for me.
No, but that's a very good philosophical way to put it. You know, it's all in a matter of, you know, how are you going to overcome it, and then asking yourself those questions. And I think you put it very elegantly. Bravo. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, man. Oh, no problem, dude.
Thank you for a very non-specific yet specific answer.
Cool. Cool. What you guys working on today?
Fucking snake scales.
Oh,
I
snap.
love snake scales.
Can we have like a private Zoom call sometime later this
Tell me
week where
when.
you can teach me how to draw scales?
Tell me
Because
when.
now, oh my God, I'm so mad at this. I've been
I
working
love
on
them
the
because
same
I get
small
lost in
segment.
them. I get lost in them, and they are like, it's so much fun to just like get into that kind of a rhythm when you draw them.
I want to be at that spot. I want to be in the zone. I want to be in the zone where I can just enjoy it and just like not even thinking about it, be able to draw scales and love what I'm doing and look down and be like, this is sick. I don't want to be frustrated every time I draw a little U shape.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of little U shapes when you're drawing snake scales, especially when you get into like highlight shadows, stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
I just want to get to the point where I enjoy it, which means I need to
That
know
comes
how
with-
to do it.
And this is something that is, you know, a lot of motivational speakers will bring up this concept where a lot of it comes down to, even if you're doing something that you don't really enjoy doing, act and think as if you do enjoy it, because that mindset alone is going to change your perspective on how you view that.
Oh my God, I love this scale and I love this scale. And I
Yeah.
love this scale.
Love the process.
Mhm.
It's embracing the process.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. And this process is what's going to help me grow as an artist. Why wouldn't I love that?
Exactly.
Hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, snake scales, dragon scales, fish scales, anything scale related, for the longest time was like the bane of my existence. I was like, I don't even know how to begin approaching this. What can I do to make this more approachable, to make it more or less of a daunting task, to make it a lot easier for me to comprehend and understand? Like, what can I do to just make this whole method, or this whole like process of drawing scales easier, right? And I sat down and I literally ended up studying snakes and drawing nothing but snakes for like 3 years. And I learned how to draw them so well, and not just how to draw them, but how to draw them efficiently. And I'm always learning new tricks, by the way. So it's a never ending process, but that's how you achieve that kind of a level. You know, when you work on something for so long, you're going to learn and figure out all different types of little tricks, right? But that comes from putting in the work. You know, and of course there's ways to, for lack of a better term, to cheat around scales. And I know, because I know all of the ways to cheat at scales. But there are ways to cheat around having to do them. There are ways to cheat around getting things to look like they have scales, but not actually doing all the scales. There's all different types of little shortcuts. And those shortcuts are great if you already know the base fundamentals. If you already know how everything is supposed to look, how things are supposed to flow, how things are supposed to move. And that's fine, because once you understand that concept, doesn't matter if you use a couple of little shortcuts to get a different look, you know. But until you understand that, draw every scale and then erase them.
Yeah, I need to learn the fundamentals of scales and how they wrap around the snake's body and how to build that structure with a 3D effect and all of that so that I can understand why these scales are the way that they're supposed to be.
One of the little life hacks that I always try to tell people when it comes down to drawing snakes and just getting the general flow of the body down. Because once you understand how the body of a snake works, how it coils, how it moves, and how you can get it to move, then everything else kind of falls into place. Is go out and pick up a piece of like aluminum wire wrap at like Home Depot or Lowe's, like that ribbed kind of like wire wrap that people always seal up with like little zip ties.
Mhm.
And take that and start bending that around in different ways and looking at the ways and looking at the way that those like little ridges on it will bend and flex, because that right there will illustrate to you how that snake's body is going to expand and contract. Right? Because as it makes a sharp turn, different areas are going to expand on certain sides and other parts are going to contract on certain sides to get that whole piece to move in a flowing manner. Once you understand that kind of a concept, it's like, oh, well, in that case, I know that if I'm going to draw scales on this part, they're going to get a lot smaller and a lot closer together over here, and they're going to be a lot bigger and a lot more spread out on this side. Right? So it's finding little things in the real world that can really help us understand these concepts. That, you know, every now and then you get fed a little piece of like brilliant information from someone, and it's like a light bulb goes off in your head, right?
Yeah.
Like I won't ever forget talking to Ricardo about the planes of the face and how there's different triangles throughout the planes of the face, right? And how different points will interact with other points. And it's like when he started talking to me about that, it was like this light bulb went off and I started to understand it in a different light.
Yeah. When
And
I
then
first
I
learned
became
about,
obsessed with it.
I
So-
remember when I first learned about the planes of the face, lost my mind. I was all like, I see humans differently now.
Right?
Just like, it just made so much sense.
I'm not looking at people anymore as like, oh, that person's attractive or that person's not attractive or whatever. It's like, wow, I really like the cheekbone structure just right there with that lighting, you know? It's like, it's got like the perfect cheekbone height with the jawline. You know, yeah. Really like that.
Can I show you guys what I'm working on?
Absolutely.
My appointment's probably gonna be showing up pretty soon.
Okay, hold on. Let
Let's
me
see.
try to
Let's,
adjust the
let me
contrast.
spotlight you.
Let me try to adjust the contrast so that this might be seen a little bit better. And duplicate. Okay.
Try to
No, let me try to
a little
see
bit
if I'm gonna
less
turn
Not that
on.
light. Yeah, there you go.
Let's see.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
that's awesome.
Wait, can you see this? I can't.
Still getting a little bit of
No.
glare, but
There you go. Oh, that's
okay,
radical.
that's it. That's it right there. Right there.
Tilt it. I actually have to tilt this.
Okay,
Yeah.
good flow.
It's got really great flow. I think are you wanting that, the only thing that one thing that jumps out at me right away is like that dead space on the shoulder.
That's what's
Yep.
bothering me too. I just
Yeah.
spent all morning trying to figure out if I could bend the snake in a different way. I'll show you what I had drawn. I thought about adding, okay, I'm trying to get it so that, let me lower the brightness on my iPad. Is this better?
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, much better.
okay. So I tried adding a kink right there, but I don't think I executed that very well. Also, now that we can see the whole thing a little bit better.
I think you might be able to get away with adding another flower, kind of go in that like more towards 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in that
Or
area.
even a
This
leaf.
way?
Yeah. No, the opposite. Yep, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, but more. I think so. I mean, because you already have those intersecting angles going all the way down, slanted from the top left, which would be like 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And you can see them repeating throughout the arm all the way down. But I think if you had one going from 1 to 7, it'd be even better. Because then you
This
have
is like
those
counterflow.
angles. Counterflow, exactly, like some counterflow, yeah. But just enough to where it would take up that ball of the shoulder, though. Right. That's just my opinion. I do like the snake.
Thanks. It's taken me a week and a half to draw.
Yep. Send me the picture.
I,
Send me the picture over text. No.
Yeah.
Wrong with that.
definitely. Yeah, I'd
I
like
will be
to.
until tonight. But
I'm definitely, I learn by things visually. So explaining what could be done usually doesn't work in my brain.
yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
That's
I
why I
need
try to
people to
use the
take my
clock.
drawing away and draw on top of it.
Mhm. And then you go, oh.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, finally the gears are moving along.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got going on today, Ricardo?
I have another appointment. I've been trying to keep myself pretty busy the past few weeks, being productive. And I've messed around on this drawing a little bit more. I'll show you guys real quick. From Monday night, I haven't really done anything. I have a couple big appointments coming in too, so I've been trying to get into those as well. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, he told me to make the head a little bit bigger and like make it a little bit more noticeable. I think you can see it now, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I like
Yeah.
that bold perimeter line you have going
Yeah.
around the top edge.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm really trying to get back into more of a like of an illustrative approach, but with some dynamic shading and stuff like that too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm really trying to get into that again and just make things a little bit more legible, a little bit faster. And I'm trying to think long term, my tattoo, the longevity of the tattoo, the life of the tattoo as well. You know?
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, we're getting there. What do you guys think?
I
Killer,
think
man.
it looks amazing as usual. You're killing it. And I actually I was texting with somebody from the Monday groups, and I was talking about making like a drinking style game, and one of the rules was take a shot every time Ricardo has a quick sketch that's actually a masterpiece, and we can all throw in the towel.
My God, you guys are
I would
crazy.
be loaded in the first 15 minutes of that.
I
game.
know. The guy would be like, let's see your thumbnails. And you're like, oh, this is just a thumbnail. And the rest of us are like, all right, somebody call the lure.
The Louvre.
The Louvre.
Hello.
Yeah. The Louvre. The Larve.
You guys are killing me. Killing me.
Yeah, I really like what you did with some of the tentacles in it, as far as like having some of them shadowed out. I really think that adds to the dynamic nature of what you're going for.
Mhm.
You know, I really like the way that works. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more of them, even if they were
Yeah.
just like light gray or medium gray tone, flat
Mhm.
all the way through in the background. I think that would add
Mhm.
another dimension.
I see where you're coming from. I can see that.
Because
Yeah,
remember, you're
I
going to
can
have
definitely see that.
tentacles going in all different areas of space. So
Yeah.
they're not just all going to be in the foreground. They're not all going to be super detailed. You are going to have a couple of them, or at least the tips of them, that are going to be pushed way further in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd help add some of that dimension, that depth too. I thought about doing that, but with the water kind of effect, you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
not
Yeah.
where you'd see waves and stuff like that, but that undulation, like that, the flow of the water. You know what I mean? I thought about adding some of that with the water. So if I don't do that with the water, then I'll definitely do that with the tentacles. But it's good though that you thought of that, because we're still achieving the effect one way or another, right?
Right.
So, and then here's this one. I did this one a while back, and I'm thinking I might kind of get back into it. I don't know if you guys can see this one or not.
Oh, yeah. I remember you working on that one.
Oh, that's sick.
It's
But,
There's a lot going on there.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
it
a
was supposed to be a
busy piece,
sleeve.
man.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
thinking about like just elements like that, the whole whimsical kind of thing. You know what I mean? This lady and her husband had wanted me to do a sleeve for both of them, and I was totally down. And I ended up drawing two different sleeves for both of them, and then neither one of them were like, "Yeah, that's what we were wanting," you know, or that's what we're. They kept trying to get me back to the tattoo reference that they sent, and I was like, "I don't know. I keep drawing. Like we keep doing these drawings, and you keep going back to wanting me to do just the tattoo that you sent me, but I'm not gonna redo the tattoo you sent me." So
Yeah.
but I really
So
like the
my
little
question,
fairy on the
my
hand.
question for you with that one
Blowing the
is,
horn.
where would be your primary focus?
Yeah, you know, like I think the I wanted it to be. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
I wanted it to be right in this area for sure. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like her head, and I think I was gonna do that with. Shoot, sorry. I was gonna try to do that with shading and color on this piece in particular. Like go. Oh crap! Hold on one second. I'm trying to do like 3 different things with 2 hands here. All right. Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Good. Okay.
So
I
yeah.
see what you're talking about.
So I was gonna do it, you know, with more shading and tone, or like darker around the outsides, and then go lighter contrast or lighter, hue and value and stuff like that, more towards the center. Or actually,
Okay.
I'd
So,
be starker contrast in this area and like less, like softer, diffused around towards the backgrounds. You know what I mean?
okay.
Because I think that would help clarify and then be able to. Gosh darn it! Dang dog! I keep knocking this thing over.
Dang diggity dog.
Yeah, I think that would help kind of like set the atmosphere and the tone and stuff like that with it too, and give it that whimsical fantasy thing that they were wanting. But I think at this point with this design, it's still mine. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna flush it out and put it out there and see if anybody wants to get it tattooed. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, because I have so many drawings that have started like that, and they either changed their mind or we went a different route.
Oh.
So might as well, man. I mean, I have a bunch of big stuff drawn up, and I'm just trying to stay busier. And this is the end of the year, so why not? Or more towards the end of the year, so why not just go out with a bang and try to get as much of that stuff done as I can.
Right.
Try to take this energy and put it towards something positive, you know,
Yeah. Especially with a big project
and
like that,
beneficial.
where you know it's going to be multiple sessions and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have people coming back in multiple times for multiple sittings.
I'm really gonna try. I think I'm really gonna try to fill the rest of my appointments with bigger projects like this. You know what I mean? And be like, this is what we're focusing on. This is what we're gonna do. This is, you know, this is how much we'll accomplish in each set and in each session. Just like, for example, this lady yesterday, you know, we did this dragon, and can you guys hear me still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, my earbuds are saying that I need to recharge, but who knows? She was supposed to come in and sit all day. She ended up only sitting for like 3 hours. You know what I mean? So that was kind of a bummer, especially since there's a lot of work. And she looked at the arm and she's like, "So what? Another 3 hours? We should be done." I was like, "No." I was like,
Yeah.
"No,
Right.
not at all." Actually, I was like, "You're getting a full half sleeve in the way you want it colored and the values you're trying to use. We need to really work on this thing." She wants a lot of muted tones. You know what I mean? And it was actually helpful to be able to discuss with her the color options, given the fact that we were talking about muted tones and stuff like that and how to explain it to her. So that was awesome. I don't even know where
Yeah,
I was going with that. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a time commitment, right? Big projects are a time commitment, you know, and it's something that anytime I'm sitting down and having a consultation with someone for a bigger project, it's like I explained to them right off the bat, like, this is not going to be done very quickly. This is a process. This is I'm going to make the commitment. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to see it through to the end. This is a major investment in time. And because it's a major investment in time and time is money, It's not going to be cheap, and I'm going to need a commitment from you to come in and be able to sit for extended periods of time every time you come in. If you can only do a half day, do a half day, commit to that. If you can do a full day, do a full day, but otherwise don't try to push yourself too hard. Go through and come up with something practical that you can commit to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And usually when I put it to people like that, they're like, oh, yeah.
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, well, I can commit to 3 hours each session. Perfect. Cool. I can work with that. And then, you've got them locked in, and it's all about clarifying,
Yeah.
I've had to charge people before. I booked them out for full days, and I've had to charge them for full days, and they only sat for 3 hours.
Right.
And I felt bad doing it, but it's like, you knew coming in that this is what you booked out. This is what I had planned. And this is what we were anticipating. This is what you wanted to do. So this is what I set up to do. When you're done, that's fine. But if this is what you had planned out, this is what I have to charge you for.
Hmm.
And like I said, I feel bad about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I have to start
Make
practicing
a realistic commitment.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, my appointment's about here, so I just wanted to jump in, help, just come in and say hello to everybody and be a part of the show and stuff like that.
Always appreciated, Ricardo.
Show my support, son, for the OG.
Right?
Everybody loves Ricardo popping in.
Oh man, you're killing me.
Yeah, I always feel
Lisa.
very privileged whenever you jump in, because hell of an artist. I'm not trying to inflate your ego, man. We've had discussions about this
He's
before.
literally gonna hang up on us. He's gonna turn
Yeah, probably.
Ricardo and hang up.
Oh man. So
No, but I appreciate your input. I do. As
glad
much
you dig
as
it.
I'm not trying to inflate your ego. I just really value your input.
thank you.
Exactly.
I'm glad that thank you both. I appreciate that very much. It means a lot to hear that. Sometimes you feel like you're talking to, like, am I talking to the air right now or what, man? But no, that's cool. I'm glad you guys dig it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yep.
But cool, guys. It was good to see both of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Likewise,
I'm
same
gonna
to you.
tattoo and then go get some food ready. So
Right on, man.
Hell yeah. Have fun.
peace out, y'all. Thank you.
Have
Bye.
a good one.
Bye.
And then there were two.
Oh, jeez. When are you gonna get
Yeah.
sick of me? Are you gonna be all like, time's up, bye? Ricardo's not here.
10 minutes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I usually try to cut it off around 3. So, 3 my time.
Yeah, that would be around noon my time. Just in time for me to get ready to go to work. Oh wait, my dog's at the vet. That's gonna be confusing.
Yeah, I just had a consultation with a guy the other day. About a full sleeve that he came in and he wanted me to do, and I was like, okay, well, let's talk realistic time commitments. What kind of time commitment do you have for me to work with? Right. Knowing that this guy already has a full sleeve on his other arm done by a different guy, a guy that I know that's one hell of an artist. So it's like, okay, well, and knowing that guy works pretty slowly, it's like, okay, I know I move a little bit quicker than that guy, but it's like, what kind of time frame can you work with each time you come in? And we sat down, we had a nice discussion about it, and we were realistic with everything, realistic expectations. What are you looking for? What can you offer? What, is going through your head? What are your expectations? Here are my expectations. So that this way, when we set up the appointment, everyone was on the same page. And that to me is one of the most valuable things to do with any of your clients. Make sure everything is realistic.
Yeah, I've had a couple of clients that are working on pretty extensive pieces with me, where in the beginning, like during our initial consultation, I thought that I explained that this was going to take a while, but I also understand that me explaining something because I already know it in my head might not come across as actually thorough, because I'm probably skipping needed details because I already know it, forgetting that my client doesn't know that. So I don't think I communicated clearly enough that this was going to be a long ongoing project, especially with a fully saturated color sleeve. And I think like their last appointment, they were just kind of like, how much longer is this gonna take? And I had to like remind them, it's like, this is color, so it's gonna take about almost twice as long as a black and gray, and we're doing full saturation. So it's gonna take a while. We're also gonna be doing like a second pass over a lot of these spots to make sure the details are crisp. So we're looking at like several more appointments. And I think they were pretty bummed out about that. But because
Do
we'd
you
already
think that
been
was
working
coming
on
more from a time commitment standpoint or a financial standpoint?
it. I think my initial impression was time commitment standpoint, because I think they were tired of getting appointments and tired of having a not finished sleeve walking around.
Gotcha.
Because yeah, especially I try with people that are doing several appointments with me, I try to cut them some slack financially a little bit. I still charge what I'm worth, but I might like knock off, especially after like a 6-hour session or something, knock off $50 just because they're returning so consistently and everything, just as a little customer
Right.
thing. But they hadn't expressed anything about finances before that. I think it was more of a time thing. I think they just really wanted to have their sleeve finally finished, and they were tired of having a not finished sleeve.
Right. Right. That makes sense. And that's, depending on how long of a session they're usually coming in for, that may be where it's like, okay, maybe you need to turn around and reevaluate, how you phrase it to your clients when they come in to book, big pieces. Maybe that's something we can look at doing. But it's like, if you put it to them clearly and you tell them like, listen, this is going to be, on the outside, overestimate time. And, I'll tell full sleeve clients like, listen, you're looking at like, for something like that, full color, full saturation, full coverage from top of the deltoid to the wrist, you're looking at a good, if you come in once a month, a good 6-month process minimum.
Minimum.
If you're working with full day sessions, it might be less, but that all kind of depends ultimately on where you're at as far as what kind of time can you commit. But typically speaking, if for once a month, 6 months, I've been getting a lot of people coming in lately for black and gray sleeves. So that's typically what I end up anticipating.
Yeah,
That's why I say 6 months.
Yeah, I don't normally do long sitting sessions. Like I said, I'm still new in the industry, and my main client base is from being in a walk-in shop. So the idea of a long session relatively to my client base is like 2 to 3 hours. I have a few sessions and a few people that sit for like 6 hours. We take breaks and stuff. If we're reaching like a 7-hour mark, we take a lunch break together and everything. But a lot of the people that I'm working with are mainly from they're used to getting walk-in tattoos and one session tattoos, so they aren't used to sitting for very long, so we end up doing a lot of little sessions. It's also,
Gotcha.
I think, easier for them financially to cough up, you know, $300 for 2 hours of work once a month rather than, you know, $800 for 6 hours of work once a month, you
Right.
know? So,
Yeah, and that's something that we definitely need to take into consideration is what is their financial availability. If they can only budget $500 a month to put towards the tattoo, it's like, okay, cool. We can get you in, if we're working on a full sleeve, maybe every other week for 2 hours, right? It might be a little bit more than $500, but it's either that or we can get you in once a month for 4 or once a month for 3 hours, whatever is within their budget, so looking at that and planning accordingly is going to be an important thing.
yeah, I think what I need to do is sometimes I need to remind my clients that when they go for the, shorter sessions, they're going to end up having more sessions.
Right.
And I think that's something that I haven't communicated with my clients, especially with this one in particular, who's just kind of like, when are we going to finally finish this? They are having fairly short sessions, 2 to 3 hours max. And that's why it's taking a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
Where
like,
it's like
probably
if
be
you were
already
to come
done with
in
it.
for like 2 or 3 full day sessions, well, it's going to cost you more up front, but we're going to get a lot more done.
Yeah, but the sleeve would have been done by now,
Right.
or at least, mostly done. But yeah, I think I need to work on my communication, especially because I have a habit of forgetting that other people aren't thinking the same thing I am. So I can't just assume that they know what I'm already expecting them to know. But I need to also communicate like things in a way that doesn't demean them or make them feel stupid.
Right.
Like
Oh,
I
I
don't know
get it.
what's common sense as a client and not. I know what's common sense to us. Like we wouldn't let a cat rub up against our new tattoo, but a client who's not used to getting covered in tattoos, who's not in the industry, who doesn't think about this stuff, probably is going to cuddle their cat when they get home after getting tattooed and accidentally get an infection because they're not thinking about the bacteria that's on the animal dander like what we
Right.
would. So I have to start remembering to tell my clients in the aftercare process, keep your pets away from it. I mean, obviously we got to be doing that anyways, but like that's just a mild example of things where I'm just Yeah.
So one standard of practice I adopted a few years back that's really, really worked well is I make 0 assumptions about what other people know. 0. I assume that everyone coming in to get tattooed is a first-time client that does not have any tattoos, that is not familiar with the process in any respect. And I go over and cover every single thing with them from soup to nuts, you name it. I'm going to cover staying away from pets. I'm going to cover proper washing your hands. I'm going to cover, what to expect financially, what to expect time commitment wise, what they're looking at as, a process. What is the process? We're going to set up your first appointment today. We're going to have you leave a deposit. That deposit's going to go towards the last appointment so that way you don't have to put another deposit down, and that will come off of the final cost of the final session. Until the tattoo is done, that deposit does not come off and is instead going to be held at ransom for you to come in for your appointments. You know, I do not make any assumptions anymore about anything. It doesn't matter how covered they might be, if they're another tattoo artist, none of that matters anymore. I make zero assumptions. And that has been paying off like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I try to make sure that they go home with at least 3 different forms of aftercare explanations when it comes to aftercare. I give all of my first time clients, I have little baggies, like little gift baggies that have a dum dum in it, because we all got to raise our sugar levels before or after tattoos, you know, got to balance yourself out. Also, you know, you get a sucker when you sit well. A sticker, a little business card that has brief aftercare instructions, my business card, and then I always tell them on my website there's more aftercare instructions that are more in depth than what's on the card, and then I tell them verbally. And then sometimes I just kind of judge by situation. If I'm on like they're gonna need some extra help, go print them out aftercare sheet of paper as well, so they're going home with me having explained it verbally, giving them a website to look it up, having a pocket-sized business card saying it, and a full sheet of paper saying it, so that there's no way they can go with thinking that the cat is okay to touch their new tattoo.
Right. I think that's going to be a great place to kind of leave off for today. I'm going to go through and I'll spotlight you real quick. And we'll do this. Actually, I'll do this. I don't think that's going to work right. Might work well. Now let's do this. We will remove that. And I'm just going to stop my video for a second. And so Medusa, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick sign off?
Hi, bye. I'm Medusa, medusaslays.com, or Medusa Slays with 3 S's at the end on Instagram. And RIT, Reinventing the Tattoo community member. That's me. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for watching today. My name is Jason Leeser. I host the Skill Building Sunday drawing groups every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for tuning in today. If you like today's content, if you liked what we were talking about, what we were doing today, go through, make sure to give us a follow, like, and subscribe. You can also check out the replays on the YouTube channel. Once again, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a positive comment too. Let us know if you like the show. If you don't, I'm sorry, but maybe you can give us some feedback on how we can improve it. Hope everyone out there has a great day today. Hope you keep your hands busy, and cheers.
Bye.